What is
NPC
it? Yes, NPC. Normal probability curve. Then you can tell some more about it. Even Anaswara can wait little bit time. Then I'll ask others. If anyone knows, can tell us just little bit. Whatever you know, you add this. I will keep adding. Just I want to just think for a while. Just answer whatever you know. If you answer quickly, we can finish our class quickly. If we are delaying, then it will be delayed. Don't want to complete the class.
Uh,
For the two
Sir,
sides,
when mean, mode, median are equal, then that type of curve are formed.
Okay. Mean, median, mode are equal. Then next, Hussein can wait. Other one girl was talking. No? Yes,
Here the average amount is very large than both the extremes.
are very sharp.
Yes.
Okay. She next. Anyone?
symmetrical curves, sir.
Yes, good. It is symmetrical curve. See, just you cut this curve as the line goes. You cut this curve, and you can if you fold it, and then you can see whatever on the left hand side will be equal to right hand side. Then that we call it as symmetrical. Okay, symmetrical. What else?
There will be only single mode like unimodal.
Okay, unimodal. Correct. Okay, any more by Anaswara or Hussein?
So it cuts at 50-50%.
50-50. Okay.
Mean and median will be same.
Yes, ma. What is it?
Mean and median will lie on same
Ah, that's what
position.
that was what they said. I have written in the second point. Mean equal to median equal to mode. That is a center point at this points.
Sir,
So
its range is minus infinity to plus infinity.
Hussein,
Its range is minus infinity to plus infinity.
oh, it ranges from minus infinity to plus infinity, which means that the curve never touches the x-axis. See this here. The curve never touches on the left or on the right, never touches x-axis, and hence we call this asymptotic curve. And this is the curve which represents our data. So this is data line. Suppose you conduct a test for 100 people, and if you want to put it against the x-axis, you will be getting a curve like this. Not exactly like this, but it will be like this. But if you increase the number, no, the curve will come very beautifully, as like an inverted bell. So it's a bell-shaped curve. So sorry, not inverted, it's a bell-shaped curve. So one may get this curve if the sample number increases. If you keep on increasing your number, you may get this curve. If the sample number is very small, no, you won't get this curve as perfect as this, and that's why sometimes they call this as theoretical curve. Which means that I think I asked him to put CM. No. Counting of CM. So, since we may not be getting in practice, therefore we call this as theoretical. Who discovered this? Gauss. Gauss discovered this, and hence it is called Gaussian curve. And yet another mathematician, Laplace, also discovered this independently, because in those days too the communication is not as much as like now. And I think we are very gifted so far, since the humans has roamed in this world now. I think we are so much gifted, and we have the convenience as no other people ever had in this universe. Sorry, in this earth. We have that much convenience. Also, that much corona influence. Negative side also we have. Okay, in positive side we have that much technology where no other forefathers wouldn't have like this. Okay, so in those days the communication was very less, and hence two mathematicians, they independently, maybe of contemporary age, they discovered this curve, and let us go into it. So normal probability curve definition, shape, properties, effect of nu and sigma on the shape of normal probability curve, assumption of normality, skewness, kurtosis. So this is a normal probability curve wherein which the center points coincide with mean, median and mode. This is called as a normal distribution or symmetrical distribution or theoretical distribution or bell-shaped curve. As I have said earlier, Gauss and Laplace. And it is always a theoretic. Even if you take 1 lakh data, a curve cannot come as like this. If you take 1 lakh data. How much people take 12th standard examination, KV examination, CBSE board in India? How many students are writing this? Maybe this year. I think more than 12 lakh people. Roughly, I think 12 lakh people across India. Maybe up to 18 lakh also. We have to check, but it is not less than 12. So that many people, they are writing the exam. I think after the exam, you may have these people's data of English mark, Tamil, that language mark, science mark, mathematics mark, or whatever mark you have. And that data, if you put in normal probability curve, that curve may approach this curve, it may not like NPC, even for 18 lakh data. It may approach NPC. You think of, if at all you are taking a 60 students in section A of 10th standard, and if you put a curve like this, we may not get a curve like this. Even for 18 lakh, they say that it approaches normal probability curve. Because it is a theoretical. But for 60, 50, 100 and all, that curve may not be perfect. But even though it is very useful in statistical predictions. So in social sciences, we do use this curve. And another mathematician, Fisher, has developed a number of tests, t-tests, f-tests, all those things. It's based on this curve only, normal probability curve. But anyway, this is a little bit away from our discussion, but it's very useful in predicting human behavior, in differentiating the human behavior. But let us see the basics of this. So as you have said, it is the 50% data on the right hand side and 50% data on the left hand side. Center point is the mean, otherwise called as nu. Why we call this as nu? If you find mean for the sample, it is called as M. If you find mean for the population, it is called as nu. This is for population data and this is for sample data. What is the population data? How many of you are sleeping? not sleeping, not even sleeping, but you went to unconscious state. So if I am having the mean of all the KV students, 12th standard, that 18 lakh we said, no? If I have the mean of these 18 lakh students, what is this mean called? No, I have given example. No, this you can say. If I have the mean of all the 18 lakh students who has taken 12th standard tests, what is that mean called as? That mean is called as nu. Why this? Why you are calling this mean as nu? Are you following or not?
Sir, it is the population of, it is the mean for the population of 18 lakh students.
That's this is the mean for the population. This is the mean for the population. Therefore, the population mean is referred as nu. Other than the population mean, it is called as, if you take any mean other than the population mean, it is called as, it is simply M. That's all. It is simply called as M. Even if you leave one people from the 18 lakh person, if you are leaving only one student from the 18 lakh, then that is called as sample. Population means you have to take all the students, those who pursue 12th standard in CBSE course. If you have that mean of all the students in this year, those who pursue 12th standard in KV or CBSE stream, and if you take that mean, then that mean is called as population mean and is represented by the letter nu. Even if one student is less from that, then that is called as, suppose you leave it. It does not mean that he has not attended the exam. He attended the exam, but we have left him. We have not taken it in the calculation. If you leave it, then that is not called as population. That is called as sample. Like somebody tried to ask question. Any questions? So normally for data we won't be taking lakhs, all those things, but even for PhD we will be taking around 600, around 1000, around 2000, like that only they will be taking. Hence it is called as sample. So you know, while cooking, or suppose if you are cooking rice, which is being kept in a pot. My drawing is not that much good. So if you want to cook rice which is kept in your pots, how to test whether the rice has been cooked or not? How will you know this? What our mother will do?
Take a small amount with a spoon and
Take a small amount, or even one you can take. One rice you can take out of this and you can check whether the rice has been cooked or not. Even if one rice is cooked, which means that the entire rice is cooked. This is called sampling. Sampling means taking one out of the population and checking whether it has been cooked or not. Okay. This occurs in case of physics, chemistry and all, but not in social sciences, humanistic sciences. We cannot test one and say the result. But in physics, chemistry, you can take one and say the result. It goes for all. But no, not in case of humanistic sciences, in which you have to go for some numbers like 100,000, 2,000, like that you have to go. Okay, right. And what is that sigma? What is this sigma? You know, last class we dealt. What is that sigma?
Standard deviation.
Standard deviation. Okay. So from the mean, one standard deviation distance here. This is 2 standard deviation distance. This is 3 standard deviation distance. On the right hand side, plus. On the left hand side, you have to subtract -1 standard deviation distance, -2 standard deviation distance, -3 standard deviation distance. Let us think. Our center is a mean of, I am taking a sample. The center is the mean of 50. And for this data, my standard deviation is 10. Mean is 50, standard deviation is 10. What is the value here at one standard deviation? What is the value of that mark?
60.
Very good. This is 60. What is the value of 2 standard deviation? Yes? 70. In 1 standard deviation, you add 110. I mean, 1 times of 10. If it is 2 standard deviation, 2 times of 10 we have to add. If it is 3 standard deviation, you have to add 3 times of 10. Therefore, the answer for 3 standard deviation is the mark at this place. Yes, what is that mark?
80.
80. Good. What is here at minus 1 standard deviation?
40.
40, 30, 20. See, these are the marks which starts from 20 and ends with 80. You can see all the scores. And what they say, this is what the work of Fisher. From 20 to 80, almost 99% of the scores will be there. Only 1% score will stand outside this curve or in this place at the asymptotic place. 1% of the 0.5 on the right hand side and 0.5 of that 1%. So from minus 3 standard deviation to plus 3 standard deviation, you have 99% of the scores. Okay, right. So this is what the standard deviation. And you know, in management they will say tell Six Sigma performance. What is that 6 Sigma performance? In management and all, they will say, if you want to perform an industry or by individual, even for individual or for industry, they will tell you have to perform in 6 Sigma level. And what is that 6 Sigma level? And this here you are seeing 6 sigmas. From left hand side you have 3 sigmas and right hand side you have 3 sigmas, and all the 3 will be having 6 sigma. 6 sigma performance means 99% you have to perform that much, or to the tune of 100%. So that is what in management they will be telling. Okay, so we'll go further. These things we have told. At center, m equal to median equal to mode. Unimodal, we told asymptotic, we told standard deviation and mean we have told. Okay, so all these things have been explained. The curve spread from minus 3 standard deviation to plus 3 standard, which is called a 6 sigma distance. Okay, that also we told. Right. Now we will take. I think here you see 3 curves whose mean is different. Don't take always mu, because never we will go for population. Just consider this as m. All these 3 you consider as m. Whose mean is equal to 10, 11, 12. When mean changes, what is the change in the curve? When the mean changes, what is the change in the normal probability curve? Yes?
Phase change.
Phase is not changing. Any other answer? Phase will not change.
The curve is shifting.
Yes. The curve is shifting on the x-axis. This is x-axis. The curve is, you see, when the mean is 10, it is here, it is in this place. When the mean is 11, it moves one distance, maybe 1 centimeter or 1 meter or whatever it is. When mean is 12, it has gone from 2 distances from the first mean. So when there is a change in the mean, the normal probability curve shifts. It moves on the x-axis towards the right hand side. or towards the left hand side. When the mean decreases, it moves towards the left hand side. Okay. That's what the answer on the right panel. So when here I kept the mean as constant. When there is a change in standard deviation, what is happening?
The curve is getting broader.
Yes, the curve is moving broader. When standard deviation is 2, see the curve, it is somewhat normal probability curve. When the standard deviation increases, the bend of the curve increases. It goes flatter. When the standard deviation increases to 4, it is almost flatter. 5, 6, 7, it becomes very flat. So the spread has to be minimum. If the spread is there, the scores will be very flat, very broadened, flattened. So the change in the mean means the curve shifts. Change in the standard deviation means the curve spreads. Okay. So that's what I can see the answer in the right panel. So you have two curves. The one on the left, another on the right. What is the difference?
Mean is differing.
Hence, where is the difference? If the mean differs, where is the exact difference?
There is a shift in x-axis.
There is a shift in x-axis by 3 points. Okay, right. Now you have two curves on the same x-axis. Which normal curve has a greater mean?
A, sir.
What is that value?
40.
40, 14 or 40? What is the mean of the curve A?
15.
Yes, 15. What is the mean of the curve B?
12.
So A has greater mean. Which curve has a greater standard deviation?
Curve B.
B.
What is the value of B's standard deviation? B's sigma is equal to
10.
B's standard deviation. I think roughly you can say 6 roughly. And A standard deviation 3. Because I am taking this as 1 sigma distance. If you are taking this as 1 sigma distance, this is 3 times. It is 3 times less. And this is 1 sigma. If you consider this, roughly, if you take like that, then standard deviation comes as 6. Here it is 3. So that is a. So if there is a change in the mean, the curve is shifting. If there is a change in standard deviation, the curve is broadened. That is what we have to understand. Okay. Does this data fits normal probability curve? Does this data fits normal probability curve?
No, sir.
No. No, because see the mean and all, it is different. Mean, median, mode and all, it's very much different. So how much coffee I drink per day? Love of writing manuscripts. Does this data fits normal probability curve? Does this data fits normal probability curve?
No, sir.
No. 5 seconds. Okay. So this does not fit. And what about this?
No, sir.
Somewhat okay. This is also no, but somehow this is better, somewhat better. And as from the first, it slowly approach normal probability curve. What about this? It slowly approaches normal probability curve. Somewhat okay. Mean, median, and all, it is in 7 only. Okay. So the last one, it is a somewhat normal probability curve. It's what's nearly approaching, and you see the number of cases between -1 standard deviation to +1 standard deviation. You have 68% of the cases. As I have said, the number of cases between -2 standard deviation and +2 standard deviation is 95% of the cases. I think now you may be understanding the significance of the standard deviation. See, I said as the previous example, if the mean is 10 and standard deviation is, if the mean is 50 and the standard deviation is 10, you see this is 60, 70 and this is 80. This is 40, this is 30 and this is 20. And you can see from -3 to +3 standard deviation, you will be having 99% of the scores. No other measures of dispersion will be used for this. You are not using range. You are not using quartile deviation. You are not using average deviation. You are using standard deviation. So now you can know the use of standard deviation. How much it predicts. Where does the score lies? 99% of the score lies from -3 standard deviation to +3 standard deviation. Okay. So in that way, standard deviation is much more useful than any other scores of dispersion. Arsha,
Yes, sir.
are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is a use. The same thing only. I told with the previous slide. The same slide. 99%. 99. To be exact, 99.72% of the cases, or otherwise 0.28 cases lies outside the curve, 0.28, which means that 0.14 on the right hand side and 0.14 on the left hand side. Sorry. So almost 99.72% of the cases lies between -3 standard deviation to +3 standard deviation. So 0.28 we can omit. We can roughly consider this as roughly 100% of the score lies. So if we know mean and standard deviation, we can predict how much of our score lies. Okay. And I am taking from one need to understand. They have given in very mathematics. Max is Fun is a website. It's a very good website where you can see this, the percentage. This is right hand side, and the same it will be coming for. And this is for -1 standard deviation. 33 point. I may not place exactly. Now it is 33.65. And if you go click the second one, this starts from the left. You see up to 399.87. And even the 0.14 on the left, it has been included. So this is very useful to understand. Even you can get what is the mark at 90%. This is a 90%. What is the mark at the 90%? Or rather, this is called as suppose if you want to know a percentage for every 10, At 10%, what is that? Here I could not able to write in this. This is 90th. It went on to 100. At the 10th percentile, what you are getting? 10th percentile. What is the score? You can take from here. At the 10th, what is the score? At 28th, what is the score? At 30th, what is the score? At 50th, what is the score? At 60th, what is the score? That we call it as deciles. For every 10 thing, we call it as decile. So we leave this and we go to the PPT. Just to show, that's all. And the last two things we want to know, there is a skewness and kurtosis in the normal probability. If there is a deformation in the normal probability, because there can be two types of deformation. One, the curve is skewed on the right hand side, and the curve is skewed on the left hand side. If it is skewed on the right hand side, it is positively skewed distribution because the mean is more, and otherwise negatively skewed distribution. Here the mean will be less. The other type, it is in the shape of the curvedness. If it is a normal, it is normal distribution, this one. If it is highly peakedness, highly peaked, it is leptocurtic. If it is less than the normal distribution, it is platycurtic. If it's like plateau, platycurtic. So there are some mathematical calculation for this also. So types of no skewness, I am talking on the left hand side. Positively skewed means the skewness is on the right. Left is okay. Left is normal probability curve. Negatively skewed, you can see here there is a skewness, and right it is a normal distribution curve. Okay. In left skewness, it will be called as negative because you see the mean is lower. The mean has less value. In positive skewness, the mean has more value. Okay, I'll show the formula so that you can get the positive and negative values. How to calculate this? Next I will say, in positive skewness, mean will be more. In negative skewness, mean will be less. Let us go to the formula. Here you have mean minus median is the formula. If mean is more, you will be getting positive skewness. If mean is less, you will be getting negative skewness. That is what we meant here. Positive and negative skewness. So the formula is skewness is equal to 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. This is the formula. And for kurtosis, it is Q divided by Q means, what is the Q? Quartile deviation divided by P90 minus P10. I think I said how to find P90 and P10. In that curve, we have to find deciles 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So by that way in curve we can find it out. We can calculate kurtosis skewness. For skewness, no need of from the graph, but kurtosis you have to go for the graph. This is the formula, and this is the difference. So if it is normal, mean will be equal to median, and that is the skewness will be normal. If kurtosis is equal to 0.263, it is normal distribution. If it is greater than 0.263, it is leptocurtic. If it is less than 0.263, it is practical. These are the values, norms. Okay, the same thing. And now you have to tell me what you understand from this curve. These are the IQ scores. IQ scores for a population. And they have taken more than 1 lakh people and they have got this curve. What does this mean? What is the mean of this Normal probability. What is the mean value? Mean value.
100.
What is the standard deviation? Standard deviation is 15. Therefore, at center you have the 100th score. First standard deviation you will be having 115. Second standard deviation 130. Third standard deviation 140. Here you have to subtract 85, 70, and then 55. See, if IQ score is given, I said no that Mensa.org. If your score is 100, you possess average IQ. If your score is 115, then you are above average. If your score is more than 140, you are gifted. You are gifted. You see, they have put only so far only 2% has got as far as I think whether more than that or only less than 10. Mozart and Einstein, they were both found to have more than 140. Mozart and Einstein. The one is the musician, the other one is the physicist. So far, they two only got more than 140, and they are called as genies. And you see the Harvard students, they are having IQ around 128, and therefore there will be little high average. You see if you come on the left hand side, and sometimes we will tell no idiot, and those are in here idiots, borderline cases. If less than 50, less than 40, all those things are they'll be on the bottommost side. So this is how we can read normal probability. It's very useful in reading the data, in classifying us to different categories. So one I have taken. See, and if you have less than 40 or so, we are mentally impaired, mentally retarded. If you have less than 40 or so, so less than 85, you are borderline. So this is what the use of normal probability curve. Okay. So you have to draw one with your hypothetical data. So however it comes, leave it. You won't be getting perfect out of 50 or 60 marks, but whatever it comes to you, you just draw and keep it. That's all. So that's what of today's. And today we have seen about normal probability distributions. Okay. So we have seen the characteristics. It is left side 50%, right side 50%. This is symmetrical. It is asymptotic. And center you have mean, median, and mode. And you have it splits in standard deviation, in the distance of standard deviation. Totally we have 6 sigma distances across the normal probability curve. Left side 3 sigma distance and right side 3 sigma distance. And one of the beautifulness of using standard deviation is here only you can see. The mean is at the center only. Without standard deviation, you cannot know how the spread of the data. So mean and standard deviation helps in how much spread is there. Okay. So from -3 to +3 standard deviation, 99.72% of score lies. And that is enough for us. Okay. Therefore, with that, many uses we can tell about the standard deviation for classification, for finding the significant difference between two groups, all those things. This normal probability curves. This is the base. I think you have in 7th semester statistics in mathematics. In that you will learn a little bit better than this. So this is from education side, but in pure mathematics you have in 7th semester a statistics paper in which you can learn about the t-test, f-test and all, which is based on this. Okay, any clarifications? Any questions? Almost we are at the end of the period. What is the next period for you?